dynasty is over, baby. The Oklahoma City Thunder just won the championship as the youngest team to win in almost 50 years. Their core of Shai Gilgeous-Alexander, Jalen Williams, and Chet Holmgren are 26, 24, and 23. Depth around them like Aaron Wiggins, Lou Dort, Kason Wallace, all 26 and younger. I mean, Alex Caruso and Isaiah Hartenstein are the old heads. So these kids were so good that they just became the third franchise in history
to win 84 total games between the regular season and the playoffs, joining the Warriors and the Bulls, both NBA dynasties. So what has toe-stopped them from reeling off 3 4+ titles? Actually, there is one thing can kill a potential OKC dynasty, whether they like it or not, but the Pacers were so much better than any Boda thought, until Tyrese Halliburton went down with that Achilles tear. They had a legit chance to be the biggest underdog champ of all time, according to betting gods. Instead, that killer OKC defensive came through in the third quarter, especially Chet Holmgren. My goodness. Now, they are the top dog in the NBA for everybody else is hunting, but you know back in the day, when they made the finals in 2012, people also were thinking multiple championships. Oh sure, Kevin Durant, Russell Westbrook, and James Harden were young but nothing could stove them until Harden went to the Olympics in 2012 during team. This gold medal run guys like LeBron James and Dwayne Wade saw how talented 22-year-old James Harden was, so they told him, you are way too good to be the 6th man in OKC Youts. Your own team and max money. So when OKC lowballed him, Harden had the confidence to branch out, and their big 3 was dead. Many called it the dumbest trade in history at that time, but front office guy Sam Presti was a blotto comeback from that disaster and build this unstoppable roster. And how did he do it? Well, it goes back to a decision. He made almost 20 years ago without this one little thing. None of this happened. So Shai Gilgeous-Alexander and Jalen Williams are the Thunder Tuies. They've got depth and a great coach bet. SJA and J-Dub make them elite scaz, being so good that he is now just the 6th player ever to drop 35-5 in a championship run. The list is MJ, Kobe, LeBron, Giannis, Jokic, and SGA. But winning finals MVP put him on an even more elite list, 1 of 8. To win MVP and finals MVP in the same season, every other guy a top 10 player of all time that is Thepeth that SGA is on, but every Michael Jordan needs a Scottie Pippen, and that's Jalen Williams. Even Scottie said, I see a lot of me in him for sure. And I don't even want to put a cap on him to say that. He's going to be me. I see him buying greeter, which is insane to say just a few weeks ago. Why? Because in last year's playoffs, a big reason that the Thunder lost in the second round was JD Ubas inconsistent play, but this year, the Thunder could count on his game every night in big moments like Game 5 off the finals. The Pacers had been pressuring SGA full court, which made him really tired, especially by Game 3-1. The Thunder lost. So in Game 5, J-Dub took over. He took the ball so SGA could play off ball. Dub scored 48. SGA was fresh to close out the game, and a lot of other stars don't have that luxury from their number 2 option. Think about Itar. We really sure Jamal Murray is going to step up every single night for Jokic? Or Anthony Edwards' number 2 or Steph's? That's not a question anymore in OKC. And what's crazy is that the Thunder got both SGA and Jalen Williams from a trade made nearly 20 years ago. Sam Presti was hired from the Spurs in 2007, and his first move was to get younger, trading Rashard Lewis to the Magic. In return, KC received a $9 million trade exception. That exception was then used to help Phoenix dump salary, and OKC received picks in return. One of those picks became Serge Ibaka, who was traded for a young Victor Oladipo and Domantas Sabonis in 2016. Just a year later, those two were flipped for Paul George, who was then traded in 2019 to the Clippers for Shai Gilgeous-Alexander and a boatload of picks. One of those picks became the 12th pick in 2022, Jalen Williams. So, the Thunder's core, the duo that made them championship level, can be traced back to a single trade exception from nearly 2 decades ago. That's genius level team building from Sam Presti. But this team is more than just its top 2 players. Before we talk about what could prevent this OKC dynasty, let's talk about what makes them so good right now. And the biggest thing is defense. They were the #1 defensive team in the NBA. It felt like half their points came in transition off steals. Indiana actually did a decent job, but there were stretches where the Pacers couldn't even get into an offensive set. Their best defender, in my opinion, is Lou Dort, who bothered Tyrese Halliburton all series. And even if Dort gets beat, OKC has elite help defense. For example, when Andrew Nembhard beats Dort on the closeout, Jalen Williams rotates up from the paint while Shai slides down to intercept the next pass. They're all on the same page. Alex Caruso might be the best off-ball defender in the league. When Pascal Siakam attacked, Caruso came out of nowhere to blow up the play. It's like the Thunder are all connected mentally. Siakam drives, and all 4 OKC defenders collapse to the paint then. The second he picks up his dribble, they all shoot back out to cover their man. It's borderline creepy, and even inside, you're not safe. Okay? C has 2 legit rim protectors. In Chet Holmgren and Isaiah Hartenstein, offensively, Rick Carlisle of the Pacers had a brilliant plan to pressure Shai. And it worked in Game 3. There were real concerns about SGA going into Game 4. But the Thunder made a key adjustment, putting the ball in Jalen Williams' hands. He rose to the moment. J-Dub showed he can both attack in transition and run the pick and roll in half court. That kept SGA fresh, and when he had the ball again, he showed he might be the best one-on-one scorer in the NBA. Shai said he studied Kobe Bryant, and you can see it. Yes, he draws fouls, but his bag is deep. He's an elite scorer. The Thunder had one of the best playoff runs of all time. But success comes with a cost money. And the second apron rule could crush their chances at a dynasty, because SGA won MVP. He's eligible for a massive extension, 35% of the cap. If he waits one more offseason to sign it, he could lock in a full contract worth $413.2 million, with $86.5 million in the final year. It's over $1 million per game. Then Jalen Williams and Chet Holmgren will be up for extensions the next year. If either of them makes an All-NBA team or wins a major award, which is likely, they'll be eligible for 30% of the cap. That would mean OKC is spending nearly 95% of its salary cap on just 3 players. Everyone else would have to either leave or play for pennies. Goodbye Lou Dort. Goodbye Hartenstein. Goodbye Cason Wallace. And a huge part of what makes OKC special is its depth and defense that could all be gone in just 2 years. OKC's counter? They'll say, this is why we have so many draft picks. The plan would be to rotate out expensive role players for cheap rookies. In theory, that works. But they would have to nail all those picks. Just look at Denver. The second apron made them let go of key role players every offseason. That's what's about to happen to Boston too. But there is one way OKC could avoid this, and it could change the NBA forever. Remember last year when people were mad at Jalen Brunson for taking a pay cut to help the Knicks build around him? Fans were furious because it set a dangerous precedent. What if more teams start expecting their stars to take pay cuts? Well, if all 3 of OKC's stars take smaller contracts, that could lead to multiple championships. Do it. It will become the blueprint for every contender. Players won't like it, but it may be the only way OKC becomes a real dynasty under these new salary cap rules. The NBA offseason is officially here. Next up, the NBA draft and after picks. 1 and 2, expect drama. A lot of it.